1, 2, 3, 4, we're cracking tonight with Brian Preston. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for telling me the show was starting.
Brian's looking at porn right now, which is why I thought I'd pounce on him like that.
Gandhi porn, not real porn.
I like
porn.
pouncing. I like pouncing on Brian when he's looking at porn.
We were looking for something to do with you guys.
Yeah, we're good. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
We were trying to find something to do for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. He's one of my favorite guys.
He's a cool dude.
I used to have a poster on him in the wall in my basement in our practice space. That's ours, as in me and whoever I was playing music with at the time when I was a kid. And
God.
Yeah. And so I thought we'd do something weird and do some weird internet Martin Luther King stuff, and all I could think of was if there was any Martin Luther King Jr. porn. And there is not anywhere. If it's not on Rule 34, and that the rule is you have to make it, which I might now, but we'll see. I did find some Gandhi porn though. Most of it pertained to Clone High,
right?
The TV show, which doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
But I found
it's not real Gandhi. And
then the one that I found, it's on my computer, so I can't show it. But it's on Rule 34 if you want to look it up. And it's a little comic strip that ends with Gandhi shooting a laser out of his dick through Kermit the Frog. So that was what I was looking at when this show started. Anyway, how you guys doing tonight?
Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show, everybody. We have a show perhaps planned for you tonight.
Not really.
Not really. Oh, someone's saying hi to you, dude.
Yeah, I got a feeling I know who that is. I didn't wear the electric T-shirt today. I forgot. I was coming over here, and it's cold down here too. Anyway, whatever. Sorry about that.
Anyway, so yeah, we got kind of a show. Just right off the bat, today's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Besides not having school and cool stuff like that, we're also honoring a very cool dude that did a lot of cool things a little while ago.
You see, the thing is, I was trying to find something to say but pretty much everyone knows everything important about the guy.
Yeah. My idea was just to read the Wikipedia article, which I think is similar to your not being able to think of anything to say other than look for porn.
Yeah.
So,
to be fair, first I searched for like weird facts of
of course,
and they were all dumb. They were all like he improvised part of his speeches. The only one that was vaguely interesting was that he got in grade school he got a C in public speaking. that cracks me up.
I think it's hilarious that he had a public speaking class. With my fingers asleep.
Yeah, that's in shitty southern black school in Alabama. They had public speaking class in grade school. What the hell does that say about our education system?
Seriously. I had, like, math, and he had public speaking. Which one do I do more right now? Public speaking.
Which one does anyone who's not a mathematician do more?
I did not go to educational place for this. I went to it for math, and now I'm doing public speaking. Anyway, so...
Does the internet count as public? We are in a basement alone.
I mean, it is... It's public in that at least 5 people are watching us.
I guess.
Probably more. And anyway, oh man, my nostrils so runny today. Anyway, what's up, Brian? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back from our adventure.
Brief stint
in
on the West Coast.
And it's good to be back in Boston, although it's shitty to be back at the Monkey Palace basement.
No, look how clean it is.
It's really clean. It's like going direct. If this place had been in the state that it's usually in, and coming straight from a giant studio, and this awesome production value and this great crew. Which thank you again for everybody who put that on. That was awesome. We're coming straight from that and then to the cold, shitty Monkey Palace basement. Hey, look, that's my Casio.
It's cold.
Or who makes that? I can't remember. Anyway. But it is good to be back with our own stuff that we feel comfortable with, and
it's cold down here,
and yeah.
Anyway, so we got a little bit of
we got some cool news. We got some stuff. I'm gonna find some more while Sam's telling you about sperm.
Did you pull that up yet?
No, I'm doing that now.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about something right now. I just read an article today. Let me see. Biologists going around the North Atlantic found a pod of sperm whales recently. And while they were looking at these sperm whales and observing their behavioral habits and whatnot, they actually saw that there was a adult male bottlenose dolphin with a severe spine deformality. What do you call it? Deformity.
Malformation.
Thank you, malformation. In its spine. So it was like it's a really curvy bottlenose dolphin. And I'm reading this article and it's saying that bottlenose dolphins, lots of dolphins, their societies are very hierarchical. So perhaps this dolphin, being of all a messed up nature, was cast out of its. What do you call a group of dolphins?
A pod.
No, it's a pod of whales.
It's still a pod of dolphins, too. Dolphins are whales.
No.
No,
it's not a pod of dolphins.
I don't fucking know.
Anyway, a group of dolphins cast out of there, and these whales adopted this bottlenose dolphin. So, like, these biologists were seeing these whales for a few days, and actually, saw them. The dolphin would swim up to the whales and play with the whales, and the whales would okay, whatever. The whales would reciprocate this love. Let me show you a picture here real quick. Hang on. So here's a picture of them right here having a little party.
It's a big dolphin.
Yeah, well, it's a bottlenose dolphin.
No, that that's a young whale.
Okay,
that's the adult to the left.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's also closer. But anyway, so there's the dolphin right there, and you can see it's got that real big bend in its spine there.
It's got scoliosis.
Yeah, seriously. But these whales are like, yo, what's up, dude? And they've, like, adopted this cool little dolphin, which I think is pretty neat, Even members of other species can have feelings.
Whales are extremely smart and extremely social. And dolphins are also extremely smart and extremely social, but they're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
They're like people. They're the only other species that will gang rape women of their own species to death for fun. Aside from people, of course. We're all over that shit. That's like our favorite. But who knows?
Not ours personally.
No, not ours. Me and Sam are weird like that. But yeah, they're capable of some cruel shit, bottlenose dolphins. There was one bottlenose dolphin who lived, maybe it wasn't a bottlenose, but it was a large dolphin anyway, who lived in Dingle Bay, which is actually what it's called, in Ireland. And was famous because everyone knew him, and they'd go out and they'd wave hi to him, and he'd jump up and be like, people! And he loved people.
But really, he was just showing him his penis.
He was this celebrity in the Dingle community, and they'd send cruise ships out, and they'd go and they'd see him and junk. And they knew it was him because he was the only dolphin there, because he would attack and sometimes kill any other dolphin that came in the bay. And they'd come migrating by, and he would just stay there year round. It was totally messed up.
Yeah,
and the smarter animals get, the more ways they
sociopath.
have. Yeah, the more ways they have to go insane.
Yeah, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Man, dolphins, they're crazy. Anyway, but in this case, the dolphin turned out okay because he fell in love with some whales, and it was really cute.
Yeah, that's good.
I wish I had some pictures of them swimming. Also, if you're worrying about the dolphin, don't worry, because biologists say apparently that the dolphin is healthy, other than the extreme bend in its spine.
How does it move? I really wish I could see it.
Well, if you'll see in the picture here, it actually, you can see, it's generally still kind of, it just swims a little awkwardly,
Hey, we're having a slow news night here at McCracken at midnight.
Yeah.
And I, as you know, we usually get most of this stuff by scanning our few sources 10 minutes before the show starts.
I do it all week.
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever. You're smarter than me.
I don't know if that's a Okay.
But it's good to know now that we're not the only ones having a slow news night, because I just went on CNN.com and the first thing that comes up is Obama First Lady hit the dance floor.
It's Inauguration Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the president got inaugurated this weekend.
That's stupid. They should just have let his term end and not inaugurate anyone left and let there be no president for like 4 days just to see what happened, and then inaugurate him.
Nothing would happen.
Like, nothing would happen as in, like, everything would be normal, as nothing would happen as
Yeah,
in
everything
no
would be
politics
normal.
would get done.
People would just get angry for 4 days, and then everything would be normal. Anyway, this weekend was inauguration weekend for the president's second term. So he and Joe Biden were sworn in yesterday, on Sunday, by the Chief Justice in a smaller private thing, and then today was the public stuff on the Capitol steps with all the junk happening and dances and the 9 inaugural balls or whatever. Why are you looking for LexisNexis?
Don't worry about
Lexus. LexisNexis.
Don't worry about it.
I don't think it exists anymore.
Apparently it doesn't.
Anyway, Brian, what kind of news do you have?
Well, the only thing we had to talk about was this happened a couple days ago.
Oh, are we doing that now?
Yeah, well, we got.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
A scientist in Germany, a biologist, a big shot German biologist. This guy's name is George Church, which isn't a very German name. And he's not a very German-looking dude. He looks kind of like Santa Claus. Well, I guess, was Santa Claus German?
Santa Claus was, in fact,
he was from somewhere in
Santa
Eastern Europe.
Claus was German.
Klaus. Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
But anyway, here's this cat.
Oh, that's not him. Hang on. I'm gonna find a picture of him for you. That's not him.
But anyway, this guy, George Church, released a statement that he is seeking an adventurous woman to be the surrogate for a cloned Neanderthal.
Here he is.
Here he is. Here's George Church. Look at that adorable dude.
He's so cute.
And he's looking for a woman to be surrogate for a Neanderthal baby that will go in his mouth. No, and now in case you guys are not totally up to steam on early human and pre-human biology, Neanderthals were not the same species of us. They were not Homo sapien. They were Homo something else. And they were built for basically the Ice Age, and they essentially died out because they were only built for an Ice Age. And then the human...
And then it got warmer.
Homo sapiens, their species is basically bottlenecked, which made them highly adaptable, and they moved north, and the Neanderthal were not able to move south. But they were so genetically close that they were not only able to interbreed, but interbreed and create fertile offspring. So not like donkeys and horses, which make
mules.
Which
are like ligers.
Are not and ligers are not fertile either. But they've found 4th generation and 5th generation Homo sapien Neanderthal crossbreeds, and that goes all the way down into they've been able to find Neanderthal genes in modern humans, such as Ozzy Osbourne.
Boom!
Who they identified a Neanderthal gene in Ozzy Osbourne, which makes him immune to drugs, killing him. This is fucking true. I'm not making this up. And so anyway, this guy said, let's clone a Neanderthal from bones or whatever. And I assume at this point, since he's putting this out there, he has the
technology.
Yeah. I'm reading it here. He does in fact have the DNA, and the cloning technology has existed for a long time. That they said we're gonna put a Neanderthal baby in this lady, and they're just waiting for the lady at this point.
Yeah, they're just looking for a chick.
Now, we were talking about this a lot today, and basically the only thing standing in his way is ethics. And I have very few ethics.
Ethics!
Ethics is always fucking with science. Now, the way I look at it, put a Neanderthal on a lady, put a Neanderthal on a cat, Put a cat in a lady.
Put me in a cat.
Put Sam's head in a cat's ass. Do whatever for science. As long as no one gets hurt. And
I think the cat might get hurt.
The cat might get hurt unless it's
a big anus.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, basically, people are, and I was reading an interview with this guy named Spiegel.
Spiegel! Is it art? It's not art.
No. Maybe Spiegel is a... No, wait. Spiegel is a magazine in Germany. Der Spiegel. It's not a guy.
Der Spiegel?
Der Spiegel. I don't know what Spiegel means in German. Anyone speak German out there? Anyway, this guy, Church, was... I've kind of been picking through this interview, and it seems like there will be the argument. First of all, human cloning has been opposed across the board, just as like, don't do that, it's wrong. And like, who the fuck says it's wrong? I think that's dumb. I remember the moment at which I was probably about 10 or 11, and it was the moment at which I felt I really like started being political.
Yeah.
Was when George Bush was. I saw him.
Who was talking about stem cells?
No, he was talking about cloning.
Oh, okay.
He made an address on cloning, and it was like, "This is God's work, and we shouldn't be doing it." I was like, "This. Well, I'm the fucking devil, so screw you in the eye, and I'll rip your head off." And that's what I said, and that's when I decided that
I think that would hurt. I don't think that would be good for science.
No. Maybe we could see what the fuck is inside George W. Bush's head. I don't know. That would be some good research.
Brain.
I doubt it.
Anyway, so yeah, go on with your story.
The human cloning argument, first of all, it's essentially, I mean, we're not dealing with a Homo sapien per se here, but it's the same argument. Human cloning, any opposition you could have because of the morals of cloning in of itself is bullshit, and no one should listen to it.
No, okay, well that's okay. So
No. My opinion is right.
I'm not. That's,
and but the valid argument is you're bringing this kid into the world, and what the hell is his life going to be like?
Yeah,
and there's really no way to be certain how well a Neanderthal will mix with human society. Might act just like a human, but we don't know the differences in how their brains work. He might not be able to adapt to our society.
Yeah, which is where the true moral and ethical dilemma comes in. Because as great as it would be to see how this sort of thing went, since we are, I mean, it's the same as, it's the same question comes up when you're dealing with a sheep. And, it's an intelligent life form that is going to, and it's different with a sheep because a sheep doesn't have to assimilate into a large society. But, but it's still raises the question of how will this thing exist in the real world, and it is even more so when it's a child. So that's the discussion we had this afternoon was bringing this child into the world. It's going to spend its entire life being experimented on, immediately become a celebrity for simply what it is and not who it is and things like that. So I think that's where the real ethical dilemma is raised. Which is unfortunate because I am also all for human cloning under the right conditions, in the right circumstances. I'm all for it because it can lead very bad places too, like clone rise-ups, things like the surrogates or the eugenics war and the Wrath of Khan.
I'm up to uprisings of any sort.
No. Okay, Brian. What if it was uprisings of poop monsters? Would you be okay with that?
Yes!
No!
Yes!
You would hate that. You'd kill yourself with vomit. That's what would happen.
Whatever, man.
Like the poop monster from...
The Golgotha?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what if there were millions of those, Brian, killing everyone?
That would be hilarious.
No, it would not. You would hate everything. You would kill yourself.
Yeah, I would, but it would be a great death.
No, it wouldn't.
Anyway, yeah, I say to this Neanderthal debate... yeah, there are problems, but as long as you set rules in place to protect the Neanderthal beforehand,
yeah,
then it's totally okay.
Yeah, and that's why it will never happen is because no one can ever agree on those rules. That's unfortunately why it will never
Well, I
happen.
mean, the only two people who need to agree are the mother and this church character.
Yeah, but
Who's got a huge beard, so I trust him.
of course, those are the only people that need to agree to the rules, but those aren't the people that will make the rules. You know what I mean? This is all, this is just like a comic book that I've talked about a million times on the show called Punk Rock Jesus, which you should all read, in which they clone Jesus Christ, and it's a whole big deal. And I think it's a pretty accurate interpretation of what would happen in this sort of situation. Uh-oh.
Whatever.
Whoops.
Anyway, I hope that there is a Neanderthal clone. I'm all for it. And we'll see what happens. This again, he just sent this out a couple days. We'll see if Mr. Dr. Church's adventurous woman comes forward, and then the plot will thicken, and we'll keep you updated on that as it goes along.
I'd be his adventurous woman.
Yeah. This conversation started this morning because me and my girlfriend were like, ha ha ha, huh, and then she was like, I might do that. I might email him, but then she was like, no, but no.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, she kind of wants to. I can tell.
Yeah, totally. What was the original phrase that was the request for the woman? What was the original phrase?
It was adventurous woman.
Yeah, requesting. Well, wasn't it like? What did you say to me? It was like German scientist seeks adventurous woman or something like that.
Yeah.
You said it in a way I thought literally it sounded like a Craigslist ad. I was like, wow, is that from Craigslist? Because that would be hilarious. Like some dude in his garage is like, hey, let's do it and make a Neanderthal baby. Like, let's just see if we can make a Neanderthal or something like that. I don't know, I thought it was pretty funny. Hey, moving on.
Yeah, let's go to space, Sam.
Yeah, we're going to space.
Our favorite place. Space is the place.
So I got a little bit of space news. First off, scientists have been studying Mars, and they've finally been like, yes, there used to be water flowing on Mars, and it's like, we've all assumed that there's flowing water on Mars and stuff like that, but they finally have images and conclusive evidence that there used to be water flowing all over Mars, and there's these big rivers and tributaries and creeks and drainage ditches and stuff like that are pretty much telling them, yeah, there was water.
Why weren't they able to find it before? Were they?
I don't know.
Are they all in one place?
I really don't know. There's this big river that they're talking about here. I don't know why they never saw it before. It takes a while to look over images to look for dried up rivers. But yeah, they found a big river on Mars, which is pretty cool. It doesn't have water in it anymore, which is kind of sad, but whatever.
It all turned into rust in the dirt.
Yeah, the water turned into rust.
Waters of Mars. They also found out that the water actually was sentient, and people drank it.
Yeah.
And aliens lived in there.
And then that dude was really ugly with the mouth.
The dude was leaky and ugly.
Yeah, anyway, in other space news, I think that, so there's been a lot of space news recently that's like, NASA wants to shoot stuff at the moon. Mm-hmm. NASA wants to give the moon another moon. NASA wants to, go, see what happens when they fart in space. Crazy stuff like that. I think NASA's getting bored. And this news is both cool and hilarious because it's just let's just, do this.
I love NASA just being absurd.
Yeah, I do too. But basically, there's a company called Bigelow Aerospace that has developed this space pod, which is basically an apartment in space for astronauts. So they're gonna send it up. They've done this plan, and they're gonna send this up to the International Space Station. So it's basically an apartment in space, and it's got a lot of little amenities and junk like that. It's made of cloth, so it's really light. It's easy to send into space, and I read somewhere what it had, but now I can't find it. Anyway, it's inflatable. That's the other thing. It's an inflatable space. Anyway, so it's like an apartment in space, and who the censored is NASA. Anyway, what's also funny about this is not only because the NASA is like, yeah, let's send this up to the International Space Station, guys. So they're doing that for the space astronauts, but also this company Bigelow Aerospace. Bigelow Aerospace is now building even more of these models that they're just going to send up into space and start selling the space for. Basically, what Bigelow Aerospace is doing right now is creating condos in space.
Condos in space.
That's literally what they're doing. It says right here they're going to be in low Earth orbit, but then they could be used for stations in deep space or for habitats on the moon. The one that they're sending to NASA will be about 560 cubic feet, which isn't very big, but in space it'll be very comfortable. But
there's not a lot to get in your way.
Yeah, but apparently Bigelow has plans to launch his own line. Oh, Bigelow's a dude. Has plans to launch his own line of private space bungalows, and he's already announced lodging fees, a little over $26 million for a 60-day stay.
60 days?
Yeah, 60. That's a long time in space.
That's a long time to be in space with no gravity and alone. In how big did you say?
Well, this was 560 cubic feet, but Bigelow, quote, Bigelow aims to start out with a line of inflatable modules much larger than the ones he'll be building for the International Space Station. They'll start around 11,600 cubic feet and extend all the way up to as much as 74,000 cubic feet of room. So that's a lot of room. That's a big apartment. That's a pretty good size apartment to live in that he's going to rent out for $26 million for 60 days, which is honestly pretty cheap for a 60-day.
How much again?
Stay,
how many millions?
26. It's cheap for a 60-day stay in a nice apartment in space. That's legit.
You say it's cheap for as if like there's like a market on that. We're like that's usually pretty low.
Well, think about
like, think
about like how much it would cost just like having to put the person through training so that they can go into space, be able to build the rocket and provide all the stuff that launches it into space. Provide jobs for the people that are flying the crafts, docking with the bungalow, doing all that stuff.
I guess
providing food and amenities for the person.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do they have to train you to like manage the station, right? Or do they have like a guy up there? Because that wouldn't be sexy.
No,
if I was going
that
to
would
space
not be sexy at all. I'd be naked
days,
all the time.
Yeah, I'd be naked all the time. I'd bring the lady up there.
Yeah,
and we just fucking zero gravity for 60 days.
Yeah, like that movie. Yeah, and that's it. But if there's another dude there, like, doing stuff, I don't know. Anyway, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of interesting. What do you think, Brian?
I think that's pretty cool. I have more stuff, by the way.
Oh, you have space news?
I forgot about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that on the... Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of didn't talk about this last week just because we got distracted. But you may have heard that... how did this petition even get started? There's some rule that once a petition has so many signatures...
Well, it's a website. It's a website online that you can submit... It's a White House website that you can submit petitions to, and if they get 25,000 signatures, they'll be viewed by the president.
The way I understand it, no one really knew about this until all the secession petitions after Obama got reelected. But then people realized that there was this thing where you could put this petition and people sign it and they'd actually have to look at it. And so people started putting shit up. And one of the ones that got recognized and actually reviewed in Congress because it had enough...
Didn't get reviewed in Congress.
It got discussed by politicians in some capacity.
Yeah.
Was this plan to build a Death Star?
Yeah.
And the official the plan proposed it was an $852 quadrillion plan.
Yeah.
And the government said that was too much.
Yeah, well, the response was really funny. It was a really good, proposal. People were like, yeah, you got to build Death Star in order to protect us from the, galactic threats. And then the whoever it was, let's see, who was it? I don't remember who. Anyway, some dude at the White House, basically whoever is in charge of public space projects or something like that, made a really funny response saying like, "No, we don't do that. We're not going to do that because it costs too much money."
Yeah, they were.
My favorite part of it was what did he say? The United States government isn't in the habit of building projects that aim to blow up planets. Anyway, it's a funny thing. I'm really glad that people in politics have a sense of humor and are also big nerds, which isn't really a surprise.
Yeah, who would have thought that, huh?
Yeah. Nope, not that one.
Not that one.
Not that one either. Are you just looking up Shawcross?
Yeah, one of the people in Congress, Shawcross. I wanted to see.
Not Congress though.
Who was looking at this? Well, anyway, this guy Shawcross. I couldn't find out who he was. Actually, his report on the situation was that he didn't want to build it because it could be easily infiltrated by a single photon torpedo.
This dude, he wrote this big long response.
A small one-man fighter could get right in and blow this up.
Yeah,
and
didn't want to build something that could be exploded by a small one-man fighter.
So it was good. It's like touche, U.S. government. We tried to be ridiculous, and you matched us. So I'm really happy that this happened. In general, just good for the public psyche.
Yeah.
More space news?
Oh, yeah, one more space news, which isn't really space news. You guys can check it out if you want to. But apparently, there were some photos of technologically advanced spacecraft that no one knew about on the NASA website that were recently removed, but more search into it has discovered that they weren't removed, they were just moved to another place. But what do you think of that? Does that look like a technologically advanced spacecraft? It just looks like a stealth fighter to me.
Yeah, this was on NASA?
Yeah, these are photos on NASA.
Well, I'm sure that they have plenty of shit that they're hiding from us.
Yeah, definitely.
And right, they should. Now, are you showing the screen right now?
No, I won't. Hang on.
Yeah, let's look at this. I want you guys to see this.
Okay, now I'm showing the screen. Regarde. So, there's a little ship right here down in the corner.
Yeah, scroll around for us, eh?
This is what scroll around where?
Okay, look at the other pictures.
That's the other picture.
See, it's pretty weird looking, but now what we're seeing here, I guess, is the nose.
Yeah, that looks like the nose.
And the tail, and it's got these kind of wings. It's like an upside-down boat with like some junk on it. There's a better picture of it somewhere. I don't know how this works.
It's only small. It's only small. That's it. It's only small.
That right there. That is, I think, it flying more like a regular old-fashioned
I think that's just an image turned.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway,
it looks like a piece of space junk.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see that flying around. Like you said, it looks like a stealth bomber, and it doesn't make that little sense to me. Now, what interests me is the next one down. Can you zoom in on that, John?
Yeah.
See, there, it's looking kind of flying saucer.
Yeah, it is. It looks actually like a flying saucer from Independence Day. Just straight up Independence Day. Anyway, so NASA's hiding photos of UFOs. Not surprising. I'm not surprised. Brian, are you surprised? No. No, Brian is not surprised.
Or impressed.
Or impressed. Alright, so we got this video to show you now. Our movie segment this week is really short. But the Sundance Film Festival happened.
I have another thing I want to do after this, too. Yeah.
Good. I mean, good, because we got some dead air to fill. The Sundance Film Festival was last week. A lot of stuff happened. There were some good films, probably. But I found an awesome one, and I have a trailer to show you, and it's a 7-minute short film that, now that we have so much dead time, I probably just could have showed the whole thing, but whatever. But I'm going to show you the trailer, and it's free on YouTube, the thing, and you should look it up. Here you go!
Catnip. It goes by many names. But all of these substances have one thing in common. The active ingredient, nepentolactone cycloalkane, an essential oil found in the leaves and stem of the plant that causes wildly unpredictable behavior in its users, characterized by hallucinations, illusions, and distortions of both perception and thinking. That's catnip.
So yeah, we watched this whole film. It's only 7 minutes long. We watched the whole film the other day. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it's better than you think it is gonna be from that.
We should definitely check that out. I'll post the full link on Facebook. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
It is. I watched a really good documentary on DMT the other day.
What's DMT?
DMT is a chemical. It's the active chemical in ayahuasca. If you've heard of that.
Okay.
Which creates the most thorough hallucinations on the planet. And many people believe it is actually activating a part of the brain that is designed for interstellar communication.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stretch.
Or communication with, ghosts or whatever the hell.
That's quite a theory.
Yeah, and it does really, really incredible stuff. I want to do ayahuasca so bad.
Apparently that person's taking DMT.
Mm-hmm. Is that... I think I know who you are, actually. Yeah, I've heard it's really, really intense, and I want to try ayahuasca. Straight DMT is apparently kind of like hardcore. It's like a 15-minute trip, but it's like it kicks you off the planet all at once. Where ayahuasca is kind of like a half-hour trip, and it's like kind of like you settled into it a little bit more. I'd do it. I'd totally do it. Anyway, I just thought I'd say that too because I saw that thing.
Thank you. Don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Yeah. I wanna talk about something. Me and Sam found this the other day, and this doesn't really fit in. It's not terribly presentable either. So I figure I'd just dive right into it. We were going around the other day, and it turns out there's a stats page on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
which is like a press page, I guess, where they look at I don't know who the hell this is designed for. People who are investing, and it says every one of these statistics they have listed on here is more and more unbelievable than the last.
Yeah, YouTube is hilarious because of this. Now, I appreciate it so much more.
We were going in. We were actually looking at the number of videos on YouTube that are. If you take your finger and you swipe at your keyboard, the chances of typing in DFGHJKL are extremely high. So we found like 20 videos on YouTube called DFGHJKL.
Just like hilarious random videos.
And then the description will be the same thing. And it's always like mostly teenage girls just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Lip syncing stuff. Like
the one girl was punching the other girl in the vagina with her head.
Headbutting each other in the stomach in a public bathroom.
Yeah.
Just crap that people, they shoot on their phone, and then they're like, I'm going to upload it to YouTube right now. And why? And who wants to see it? And apparently they know that no one wants to see it because they don't give it a name or a description or anything. But it's just like a reaction for people to just make things public.
Yeah.
Even if they're really not public, because who's going to go looking for it? So from this, we got to the YouTube statistics page. And let me just read you some of this crap. Over 800 million unique users, 4 billion hours.
No, hang on, you missed the end of that. Over 800 million unique visitors
visit YouTube each month. 800 million. But this one's way better. Over 4 billion hours.
That was some pronunciation.
4 billion hours. Wait. Are watched every month on YouTube. So if there's 24 hours in a day, 30 days in a month, that's 200, 600 hours. What's 4 times 30?
It's 120.
That's 720 hours in a month.
I wasn't checking your math.
720 hours in a month.
Sounds rightish.
Yeah, and 4 billion hours. 4 billion hours. Can you imagine what a billion hours is like?
Move on to the next one.
I don't even know. 72 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. 70% of YouTube traffic comes from outside the U.S. That one you wouldn't think until you get into the reference loops in YouTube of bizarre material in Arabic.
Yeah, in Arabic. There's tons of it, and it's just like it's labyrinthine. It just keeps going back on itself, and it's weird stuff too. It's like some of the weirdest YouTube thing, and it's just people talking. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable,
and not because it's in Arabic, just because the videos themselves are weird.
In 2011, YouTube had more than 1
Oh, this person did math.
What?
4 billion hours is roughly 5,479,452 months.
We'll get to back to that in a minute because that just keeps getting better. Don't do math.
Stop it! Don't do math.
Save it because they're gonna do the math for us later, and it'll be more exciting if you
don't do math.
2011, YouTube had more than 1 trillion views, which estimates roughly gets to 140 views from every person on Earth.
That's not every computer user. That's every single person on Earth.
And if you figure 2/3 of the people on the planet don't have computers,
yeah,
at least,
yeah,
probably more than that. And then of the people who do, how many of them never go on YouTube? That means lots of people that year watched thousands of YouTube videos. I'm probably one of them. Mobile device. Oh, mobile devices. Here's a cool one. Traffic from mobile devices tripled in 2011. More than 20% of global YouTube views come from mobile devices. That's what I didn't expect. 3 hours of video is uploaded per minute to YouTube for mobile devices. So that means a lot less. 3 out of 72 is for mobile devices, but 20% of the viewership is for mobile devices. That's interesting.
Those aren't correlative. What? Okay.
I don't know. YouTube is available on 350 million devices.
That's kind of boring.
Okay.
These are the good ones.
Let's cut to the good stuff.
Which doesn't have anything to do with real people. It's just the amount of content.
Now we're getting into video measured in years, and this is when it gets cool. Content ID.
So Content ID is YouTube watching stuff in order to look for pornography or look for inappropriate things or copyright infringement and things.
I always said they've kept it so clean. I'm amazed at how good they are at this. And it's because Content ID scans over 100 years of video every day.
Every day!
Their video hasn't existed for 100 years. And this one thing scans 100 years of video every single day.
Yeah.
We have more than 8 million reference files.
Wait, but that's the big one. That's the one we did the math on. So 100 years of video.
No.
Oh, no, that's later. Oh, yeah.
100 million
that's the
people.
First one,
where is it?
That's the first one.
What?
No, it's that first one right there. It's that one. Isn't it?
Okay. No. That's not the one we were looking for, but 500 years of YouTube video are watched every day on Facebook, and over 700 YouTube videos are shared on Twitter each minute.
Each minute?
500 years of YouTube. So that means
500 years of YouTube I watch every day just on Facebook. Facebook embeds a day equals 500 years.
Where's the one? There was one that just staggered us.
Well, no, it was that one. It was that one. It was that one that we did
100
the math
years, 8 million reference files, 500,000 hours of material. No, that's not the one.
No, I'm telling you, it was that one. That's the one we did the math on. Because it's the 100 years of video every day. Yep. And then we figured out how many days, there's 52 days in a year, and it was, right? And then it was 5,200, and then we did that. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. No, there was something better.
It's basically the amount of videos on YouTube. We, estimated that there's, over the amount of videos on YouTube
equals. You could have gone back to the dawn of before the birth of the human race.
Yep.
You calculate it was something like
it was like 400,000 years.
400,000 years of video or something preposterous like that.
Something ridiculous. Like I can't remember how it got to that number.
We must have screwed up the math.
Yeah.
Because what the hell? How do we arrive at that?
I don't know.
500 years.
Anyway, basically there's a lot of videos on YouTube, and somehow, perhaps we were wrong, but we calculated that it goes back to before the dawn of man. So if you started watching YouTube 400,000 years ago...
If the Neanderthal who's going to be born of the adventurous woman, the Neanderthal that he was cloned from, sat down a computer, was immortal, and started watching YouTube, he'd be finishing... now.
Later. No, he wouldn't even be finished yet. He wouldn't even be finished yet watching all the videos that are on YouTube.
Let me see if I can find this.
I'm sure that we could find better calculations of this online somewhere because what does it say? There's 3 hours of video uploaded per minute to YouTube from a mobile device. 72 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute.
Maybe that's,
It's just
that was the one we used.
There's more and more and more and more videos. It's like... And then we looked up the weight of the internet and all that other stuff.
Procrastimath, yes. That's what we're doing. Yeah. How did we come up with 400 million years?
400,000.
400,000. 400 million would be...
That would be preposterous.
But it's just that means if you think YouTube has only been around for... since 2007, I think.
Yeah, no, it's been around since before, but it's popular since 2007.
Actually, it said on the stats page when it was founded. Let me check. Oh, that's not what I
Wrong one.
2007, created in 2007.
Wow, it was created in 2007.
Oh
no, that's the partner program.
Oh.
YouTube was created before that.
Anyway, less than 10 years.
No, more than 10 years.
Whatever. Not much more than 10 years. So if in 10 years, that's only, even if you were shooting one spot, what if you had a video camera going that entire time and then upload it, that would only be a dozen or so years of video. So that means thousands of people would have had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just think of everyone on the planet is shooting video and uploading it constantly.
Yeah.
Just every experience that everyone has is going on to YouTube.
So this makes you think about, people are, old people are so afraid of where, our generation is going, and our generation is becoming too dependent on technology and too dependent on computers, and we're becoming, lazy and self-centered, but at the same time social in a way that isn't really advantageous to our growth as humanity. And it's true.
Well,
I mean, you could argue, yes, that, this is a new way to socialize and that, it's all going to...
It's not about socializing at this point. It's transcending socializing. It's the first steps towards a collective consciousness.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. And, collective consciousness scares people.
Shouldn't.
It shouldn't. It would be really cool. What if you, as an individual, could suddenly completely empathize with no boundaries of your own experience?
You could...
Every single other person, you would just I totally get it, guys.
Yeah.
It would be great.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is people believe collective unconscious means no individual identity, and that's not necessarily the case. You're experiencing you could have a situation where you experienced everything as an individual, but you had everyone else's experience.
It's voluntary collective consciousness. It's not a hive mind. Let's put it that way. We're not going to turn into the Borg. It's masturbation. See, I don't know what you're referring to.
Sometimes it is. But
what are we talking about? Collective consciousness is masturbation?
Is collective consciousness masturbation, or is YouTube masturbation?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about YouTube, because I think that makes more sense and is an actual argument. If you mean masturbation, if by masturbation you mean
then YouTube is pretty careful about that.
Yeah, no.
But as masturbatory, okay, well,
a tool with which to explore your vanity.
Let me tell you something about the term
Masturbation.
masturbatory. The masturbatory. The first time I ever heard that, I was my first semester of art school. It was the first time I ever heard that word or that term, and I was showing my drawings that I've been doing for the past year, and if you've seen my cartoons that I do, not so much anymore, but at the time I was doing a lot of them. They're very raunchy, and they're very quick, eyeballs and dicks and just kind of crazy shit. They're kind of stream of consciousness, and I don't like talking about my own stuff, so I don't really know how to. But
It's just an art student.
someone what?
Asshole.
What?
You're an art student.
I don't. It's weird.
Go on.
But anyway, a guy was like, "No, something if you're willing to have your art be very masturbatory," and I was like, "What'd you just say?" I was like, "That's perfect. That's exactly what it is." And it was like the biggest. He was trying to shit on me, but it was the best compliment I ever got.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, it said it so perfectly. So that's the thing is, masturbatory is. I love masturbating. Why is that not a good thing? That it's just this quick, instant satisfaction, and that's something that is really looked down upon by older culture. And is that you don't want?
It's not just. I mean, it's looked down by a lot of people.
But you don't want that to be the only way you can think and the only way you can experience things. But I don't see anything intrinsically wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like when I watch YouTube videos, lying in bed as I fall to sleep and sitting on the toilet, which are the same two places that I jerk off. So, perfect. Why not? That's its function in the world. You can probably calculate that the human race, in the past, this year, that they're spending, 72 hours of masturbation being done every minute on the planet.
I'd be surprised.
So why not? It's another way to jerk off.
Plus, I mean, to claim that YouTube is, a masturbatory action, being part of that culture or using YouTube or whatever is a masturbatory action is kind of like saying looking in the mirror is a masturbatory action. In which case, it sounds like, what you're saying is no one should ever look at themselves. I mean, instant gratification, that idea of instant gratification that, YouTube falls under and digital cameras and things like that is sort of a really kind of new, it's a new idea that's come out in the last 15 years, that ability to, be pleased immediately, and if not pleased, then fix, or whatever, is something new. But I don't think calling it masturbation is really appropriate, because it's not masturbation. It's an well, maybe it is, but to me it's more of an exploration of what it means to be you almost. It's looking in the mirror isn't necessarily being vain. It's simply regarding, or it's inspecting. It's
the other
inspection
thing
of yourself.
you need to understand is it's difficult to put all this in a historical context. This has been going on for a few years now, heavily, and I remember what the internet was, what leisure on the internet was different than it is now 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Not that different, but it was a little bit different, and it was different again 10 years before that, and the internet, people have tried to argue that the internet is a phase. And it's not, but the internet as it is now is a phase. We're in one, like I said, it keeps changing. We're in one sub-trend of a larger trend. And, in 50 years, leisure on the internet is not going to probably exist in the way it does now. And it's the same way that, when...
Because we'll have holodecks.
Well, it'll be different, and a combination of changing technology and just getting fucking bored of what we're doing now.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
But think of when new ideas are introduced, people don't know what to do with them yet, and people go apeshit. Take the idea when Sigmund Freud first introduced, and first of all, I always have to preference how much I hate Sigmund Freud every time I preface whatever. Sorry. every time I talk about him, how much I hate him, even though he was kind of right a lot of the time. He was a motherfucker. But when the idea of the subconscious was first introduced, basically there was almost a hysteria in upper class culture in Western Europe and the United States about like seances and ghosts and all this weird shit, because people suddenly, the idea of a spirit not connected to the body that wasn't a new idea, but people took this one thing and kind of ran with it, and this is true.
I'm listening.
Yeah, it was not at the same time that that this birth of modern psychology. It was kind of the birth of modern paranormal at the same time.
I see.
You know, because I don't know quite where I'm going with this, but it seems
I think it's just new ideas cause trends, and those trends eventually are either pushed deeper down, or the trends are forgotten.
Yeah. So you see,
become novelty almost. Novelty is, I think.
Yeah. In the same way that happened, we've got now just open media, and people are once again. God, I can't fucking do this. I'm done.
Let's sing some comments, Brian. This was a heavy discussion night. This was an interesting conversation we had here.
I was trying. It got away from me. I can't do it anymore.
I'm really tired. I'm only halfway here anyway.
Look at how little Dr. Pepper we did. We didn't even get below the level. No wonder I can't talk. I only have one glass. All right, guys. You gotta start throwing those comments up.
By the way, I don't only masturbate to my own face. I masturbate onto pictures of my own face.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We haven't had any copying and pasting in a long time, so throw some stuff up there if you want.
Join on this one, don't forget.
Pimpin' my convos, bubbling my champagne. Let it be some jazz playing, I've taken DMT. The hit is immediate, top floor motel suite, twisting my cigars. Or so I've heard as headbutting each other in the stomach in a public bathroom. Brian Fitzgerald for unique users are me. Some 30 hours in a month. 4 billion hours is roughly 500,704 months. Like fucking numbers. Procrastinath, it's been in Arabic. The first YouTube video ever uploaded was a video of a goat at a zoo. No, it's masturbation. It's both because fuck you, that's why. Sam, don't lie, you jack off to the image of your face. In the future, we'll all have hollow dicks. I knew it. Whip ain't got no Whip ain't got no gas tank, but it's still got wood grain. Google is running everything. You got your girl working for me. Ghost riding whipped cream. We got 2 minutes left, guys. You guys better put a whole Wikipedia article up there for me to sing right now, or else I'm just going to look at you. The violin is a string instrument which play the bow. It has 4 strings. The strings are usually tuned to the notes G, D, A, and E. It's held between the left collarbone near the shoulder, the chin. Different notes are made by fingering pat with the left hand while blowing with the right hand. It has No frets or other markers. Players have to learn the exact place to put their fingers on the left. The violin is the smallest and highest pitched string instrument. A person who plays violin is called a violinist. A person who makes repairs on violins is called a luthier. The film originally titled, well, you get away too far from me now. The film originally titled Sidney Wes Anderson First Feature, Riley, Wrigley, Hoffman, and Waters. Attacked in Anderson's subsequent films, it was screened in the uncertain regard section at T. That was gibberish. Chicken Little feared the sky was falling. She also feared that when people liked a photo she posted, they didn't really like it. The Frog Prince knew all he needed to do was kiss a girl and he'd be turned back into a human. So he went to the bar and pulled off his signature move, standing in the corner, praying that someone would.
All right, thanks everybody for watching McCracken at Midnight tonight. Tune in next week. Oh, next week is our 1 year anniversary of doing McCracken Midnight.
Yeah, right?
So we might do something special.
We'll do something cool. You guys are going to like it. It's going to be fun no matter what.
Because it's just always fun no matter what.
Yeah.